Now in this video, topic methods of asexual reproduction, it will be covered. Already in the previous video, the topic is started and a few methods are covered there. More methods are explained in this video. So binary fission and multiple fission is covered in the previous video, and this is the continuous part. So we will begin with the difference between binary fission and the multiple fission. Fission you know very well. Fission means split up, means to divide. Okay, means the body of organism divides into parts. So what are the differences between the binary fission and the multiple fission? Binary fission, as bi means 2. Okay, this is already explained. So what happens in the binary fission? The body of organism divides into two parts, whereas in the multiple fission it divides into many parts. Binary fission, it occurs in the favorable condition, whereas in multiple fission, fission occurs under favorable and unfavorable, both the conditions. Okay. In binary fission, nucleus of the parent cell divides once, whereas in the multiple fission, nucleus of the parent divides repeatedly. And division in cytoplasm. In the binary fission, cytoplasm divides after the division in the nucleus. Whereas in the multiple fission, this does not occur, and the cytoplasm division occurs at the end, means when so many of nuclei they are formed. So these are the differences, basic differences. More differences are there, but these are the basic differences. Now we go for the next process. Fragmentation means the formation of fragments. So some of the multicellular organisms have the simple body organization, and these organisms, they reproduce by breaking of their bodies into small pieces, and each piece is called as fragment. We can have the example of Spirogyra. Spirogyra, you know, it is the example of filamentous alga. Okay, and the same parts are in its filament, same parts are repeated, means there is a dividing wall called as the septa. Septa is the dividing wall, and same type of fragment is repeated in the filament. So such kind of a structure Spirogyra has. We will see this in the diagram as well in the next slide. So each cell, we can consider that fragment as cell. So each cell of the Spirogyra divides and grow by simple division, means if the fragment or the segment, it gets separates from the main filament, then it is able to form the complete filament by dividing and growing. So this happens in the Spirogyra, and such a method is called as fragmentation. And not only in Spirogyra, this process of asexual reproduction can also be seen in some more alga, mycelial fungus as well, and thalloid bryophytes. So these are more examples. This in this picture we can see there is a filament of Spirogyra, and by septa the cells are separated. So to that cell we can call it as fragment, and in the diagram you can see the fragments are separated and they can just generate and can get complete. Regeneration, this is another method of asexual reproduction, but regeneration always is not a method of reproduction. This is controversial, you can say, or exceptional as well. Regeneration first will begin where this method is a method of multiplication, means of reproduction. Of course this is a type of asexual reproduction. So certain organisms are there We have the example of planaria, hydra, hypha of the mucor, and many more. So these can regenerate individuals from their small body fragments. Means if their body is broken up into the fragments, then that small fragment is able to complete to develop into complete organism. So this is called as regeneration. See, this is a method of reproduction. Why if question is there? Because more organisms can be developed from the one. Okay, means the numbers are increased. That's why this is a method of reproduction. Okay, here in case of, but there are certain cases. Okay, this is the example of planaria. Okay, here the regeneration is a method of asexual reproduction, means the planaria multiply. See, in the planaria is a worm, a small worm. Okay, it is a worm, flatworm. So when its body is broken up into three pieces, you can see in the diagram it is broken up. Okay, and now each piece is able to complete itself, and this way three planaria are formed from the single one. Okay, so there this is a method of reproduction or of multiplication. But we can define regeneration in other way also. It can be defined as it is the ability of an organism to generate its lost body part. Okay, lost body parts of the body, and maybe in case of any injury or in case of protection as well, self defense also, that the reason may be different. Okay, so we have the one example ki sometimes what happens, the some lizards they break off their tail. Okay, so they break off their tail and they regain gradually. Okay, but from one lizard two lizards are not formed. So here in this case regeneration is not a method of reproduction, only the lost part is regenerated. Okay, so this is here it is the ability of an organism to generate its lost part. So this is not the reproduction like the case of planaria. Okay.